Hey, good morning, everyone. Today is June 26th, 2025. It is a Thursday. I actually don't have a lot to do today. So, I have my work check that I need to deposit. I have some writing I want to do, and I don't really know where to, start on it. So, I'll have to dedicate some time to that. And then Anna and I want to watch Twilight Breaking Dawn Part 1. And so, right now it's noon. I've just been wasting time today. I woke up at 10 and it's just been video games, dude, for 2 hours. So, I feel a little unproductive, but I could also organize the rest of the laundry, finish laundry, and then, I'll do that tomorrow. I do need a haircut, so I'll plan for a haircut tomorrow. Haircut, and then, trim beard. These are goals for tomorrow. And then, 1 hour housing. I want to I want to do some research and write up a plan for the housing that I talked about yesterday. I think it could be really, really interesting and really beneficial for the community as a whole. I just have to see what it looks like, And it's there's a time and a place for everything, and I think that we have the opportunity to do it, so we'll figure it out. Sorry, I'm just thinking, kind of dissociating, but I'm really not even tired. I'm well rested, but I'm just bored, understimulated in May. I need to research what happened at the NATO summit. Donald Trump was just there. Apparently he got called daddy. That's what the media wants to focus on, not what NATO actually talked about, which is stupid. But I'll have to watch that or read about it. And then what else is there? Probably just gonna heat up some chili for lunch and play some VR till Ava wakes up. And then go to work forward. And then obviously made the morning video log. VL. Brush my teeth, of course. And then work at 4. And that's pretty much the whole day. So I'll let you all know how it goes, and I'll see you tonight. Peace.
One eternity later.
Hey, good evening, everybody. Today is June 26th, 2025. It was a Thursday. It was a pretty solid day. So I know I made a morning video log today and was just not a lot of goals, a lot of video games. Pretty sick. So the goals for the day were brush teeth, morning video log, Twilight movie, deposit check, write out housing basics, finish our laundry, organizing it, and work at 4. I didn't write out the housing basics, and I didn't finish the laundry. Honestly, the laundry just slipped my mind, and then I talked a lot more about the housing idea today and got more input from real people in real life, and a lot of people were actually really positive about it and thought it would be really, really interesting. So I'll go over the day first, and I'll talk more about that. Daily thought, expanding upon affordable housing concept for town. Okay, so today, after I finished recording, I played some more video games, and then I went downstairs and played video games on my brother's VR headset. Gorn 2 lit, dude. It's actually a story and a plot, kind of. It's actually really fun. I'm really thoroughly enjoying it. It's very, very interesting. And then so I played that, and then around 1 I came back up and was Eva, time for a movie. So we watched Twilight Breaking Dawn Part 1. It's the one where Bella becomes a vampire at the end. Not a spoiler, whatever. But it was actually really good. I thoroughly enjoyed it. I think the writing was better than the Twilight Eclipse for sure. There were still a couple of moments where I was just this is lame. But overall, it was actually really entertaining. And then afterwards, I played some R.E.P.O before going to work, and Korey was going to get food right at the tail end of our movie. Chapstick. Yeah. And then still don't know how I feel about this chapstick. Sorry. Korey was going to get Chipotle, so we were hey, I'll text our order. So we split a bowl. And then I headed to work. Work was alright. It was actually really steady for a lot of it. I think I had 9 tables probably. But my issue with it, my main issue, was the busiest part was we closed at 10. It was busy from 9:15 to 10. let me sweep and mop. And so I got a table of 2, and then I got a table of 5, and then but like 5 to go orders back to back, and they all showed up like right before 10, and I was just like, so I ended up like closing at like 10:40, and clocked out, left. Ava wanted Burger King on the way home, so I picked up some Burger King. And while I was at work, I talked with 3 different people about housing. I pitched it to, who did I pitch it to? Well, so Gabe and Toby came in. Gabe and Toby are Roman's other parents. Gabe is Roman's dad, and Toby is Roman's stepmom. I was like, would you guys buy this house? And they basically said, oh yeah, we'd buy. Okay, so I'll lay out the basics just in case you didn't watch my video like yesterday. Essentially, the concept is, if I ever become mayor of my town, I would love to zone out and plan and build affordable homes. So think like tiny homes, 500 to 600 square feet. The goal is to get them to be $100,000 or $80,000 in value. So like a 15-year mortgage would be $500 to $900 a month, depending on your credit, right? So your mortgage is going to be much cheaper than rent, like much cheaper. And then I don't know how property taxes work. I'll look into it later. Research property taxes in Idaho. Because I don't know how that works. Property taxes. I think they're state legislative, like the state taxes. It's part of state taxes. So I don't know if it would end up evening out or what. I don't know with $100,000 home or 80. The goal is to get them to $80,000, right? And so the idea is having a small, affordable home where if you're just man and wife, right, birth rate's declining, they're the people who need homes, and it's a step into owning a home. So people who don't own homes are much less likely to start families. So the idea is for a few years, maybe think 5-10 years, it's 15-year mortgage, but I don't want people to be locked in on payments. So you can pay more towards your mortgage, right? So the idea is that over time, as you build equity in this affordable home, this small home, you can eventually sell it off and put a down payment on a full home. Okay? So instead of literally saving morsels and paying your rent and not owning anything, you have a stepping stone into ownership. And then you can fully step into owning a full home and putting a 10 to 15, 20% down payment on a full mortgage is the goal. That's the dream. And so my thought about it is it'd be much easier for people if the land that had the 15 to 30, you call them townhomes, small houses, tiny homes, whatever. The land that has these is city owned. So the city owns them, and when you purchase the land, it's your land, but it has to be sold back to the city. So the city has full control. But there's this, I would have to work out the contract and basically say, in good faith, we're not going to repossess your home unfairly. We just won't do it. Legally not allowed to. But there's 2 restrictions to these homes. In order to buy one, 99% of people buying these have to be first-time home buyers. So there's going to be outliers where it's think 18, 19, 20-year-olds who bought homes prematurely and they got foreclosed on because they couldn't afford it. Happens. It happens. Those people, I would go, yeah, they're first-time home buyers. Let them get into these tiny homes. Let him and his wife buy one of these, right? And then the other, and that would be kind of a case-by-case scenario, really. Or maybe old retired people who are good people would be beneficial to the community, want to work outside in a small space and just have a place to be. Perfect for them. Perfect. And maybe there's stipulations on them having to give more back to the community, maybe they pay more in taxes, whatever it is, right? Because their mortgage is already going to be super cheap, or they could just buy one outright. So one stipulation, 99% are going to be first-time home buyers. That's the goal, because it is meant to be a stepping stone into capitalism. Number 2, you have to live there. You cannot rent these out. They're not Airbnbs. You can't rent them out. It's legally not allowed. That's going to be my only stipulation for now. And the idea is, it's meant to be a stepping stone into capitalism. If people are just buying them in mass and renting them out, it ends up being BlackRock is just going to sweep in, buy them all, raise prices, and rent them out. And this is shit. This is fucking bullshit now. It's not what it's meant to be, right? And so it has to be zoned as city property, but people own it. And so I'm like, I don't know the logistics of zoning yet, but like I would want it to be like that. And then like have community areas where people can like host birthday parties or like whatever. But your permanent address when you own one of these homes has to be the home and you have to live there. Like that's all we need. And you have to be a first time home buyer. And when you go to sell the house, you can sell it back to the city and the city will resell it back on the market at a controlled price. And so the idea is if we make enough of these, they'll remain stable. Like it'll remain a stable home. Okay? And so I obviously don't know how much they'd cost to build, but if you're building 30 of them at once and you have the same company coming in and doing all of it, that was probably gross. If you have the same company coming in and doing all of it, in bulk, it should be cheaper. Like, theoretically, it should be cheaper. Having an electrician go and do the same thing in every single house, having a plumber do the same thing in every single house, like, whatever it is, drywall is the same thing every single house, right? At that point, it should be a little cheaper because the projects are so close together and it's just the same thing day in, day out. I'm like, honestly, the city probably won't take much of a profit just to build these. And then, I'm like, even if you could find a contractor, like an investor, to invest into these and put them in and then get their money back eventually. I had also mentioned the concept of like, it'd be really interesting if we could partner with credit unions, like certain credit unions in town, that if first-time homebuyers buy these, part of the interest rate that the credit union would receive gets reinvested into like city funds to help the homeowners maintain the properties. So like think like snow removal. It would help pay for snow removal. Think like if you had like a neighborhood clerk essentially. Like if you had 30 of these tiny homes, and then a clerk to answer questions, like someone who's literally just dedicated to knowing what they're gonna pay in taxes, like knowing things about home ownership, like what they're responsible for. You know, like they're all gonna have like 40 square feet of like dirt. How to garden in it, like what to do, how much time is expected, like where to park, where they should bike, where they should walk, instead of like everyone parking in front of the houses. But yeah, I was pitched. So that's the basic idea, and I pitched it to a couple people today, and was just like, "Would you buy this?" And Gabe and Toby were like, "Honestly, like, we would if we like owned it. Like, we don't." And he was the one who like put me on state taxes. Like, you'd have to pay property tax, and I was like, "That's really interesting. I hadn't even thought about property taxes, because if your mortgage is what? Let me look up tax rate." 1.69%. 1.69. Is that per year? Kane County Appraisal District. Property sheriff's rate. Sheriff's tax sale. I don't care. That's property tax law. Oh God. Oh, this is only 428 pages. Okay. Property tax code general revisions. State administration, I don't care about that. Appraisals, taxable property, exemptions, taxable sites. Appraisals generally, can I get rates, remedies, local taxation, not rates. Oh, Jesus, this looks like hell on earth, dude. I'm gonna have to read through all of this, aren't I? This is going to be one of the shorter legislations I ever read. God, this looks annoying. You're watching a future president actively complain about Texas property tax code. Okay. It's by county. So I have to look up my county. Okay, it's 1%. It literally says it's 1%. So if your home is worth $100,000, or 0.88% on average. So if your home's worth $100,000, you're paying $880 a year in taxes. So it's an extra. I should be able to do this math off the top of my head, but I'm not. Damn, that's so tough. 600 plus 280, so 50, 75, or 50, 70. I'm just gonna do I think it's like 73. 880 divided by 12. You're paying an extra $73.3 per month in taxes. So you're still heavily out competing rent prices. But essentially, they put me on the idea of state taxes, and he was like, but you don't like actually own the land. And so another regular came in. Oh, cheers. That's great. Another regular came in, and I was like explaining to him, he was like, dude, I would love to live in a home like that. Like, obviously I'm not a first time home buyer, but I would live there. And he basically explained like it'd be really good because like less space is like all. What do you actually do at your house? You go home, you live in the living room, you go to sleep in your bedroom, you shower, and you cook food. Like, those are the things you do at home. And so it's like, it would really incentivize people to go out and do other stuff too. Like, I like, dude, that's so true. That's so true. People are gonna go out and do things. And so, one of the things that he had mentioned, what was it? I was like telling him about all this stuff, and I was like, yeah, but it's like city ordained, city kind of controlled in a way. And I was like, the issue is, if I run on this pedestal, this is a socialist concept. To say like, oh, the city controls this land, you can buy it, like lease it. It's like, that's what China does. Like, in China, the government owns all the land, and when people buy land, they buy it for 99 years. It goes back to the government once they die. Like, that's what happens. And so it's a socialist concept to say like, oh, the city owns this, and the legislation and the rules and the regulations and the like upkeep would have to be really consistent. And like, if I'm not mayor for life, which I don't plan on being because I'm trying to run for president, I would have to hand the reins to someone who's gonna keep that up and like really put it in place. Like, this has to stay up. Like, this is crucial to the younger generation having a chance to play the game. Like, if like I know for a fact my older cousins, oh my god, I should call my older cousins about this, because I think they would have been people who would have purchased this. And they're realtors. Oh my god, that's exactly what it is. I'm writing this down as a goal for Sunday. I think we could have a great conversation. She's a realtor and she'll know more than I will. But yeah, the whole concept is basically just a stepping stone into capitalism, right? Like, you are able to get equity cheaper than you're able to get rent. You're able to save some money, get an emergency fund. It's more economically intelligent to do that. Like, it's more financially responsible to do this. And it's better for you as a person. Like, you're so close to people. You have a community. Obviously, we're going to soundproof the walls because they don't need to hear music blasting at 2 a.m. from the stoners 3 doors down. But the having it be like city ordained, city coordinated, essentially, leads to the ability for fairness, like real fairness. Like, everyone's going to be treated the same. It's not going to be some corporate conglomerate coming in, buying up all the houses, and then just being like, hey, $1,500 rent. It's cheaper to buy them, but you're not putting them for sale. And so it's like, that's where a lot of rentals are at, is like, it's literally cheaper to buy them than it is to rent them. And if you buy them, you're getting equity. And so the issue with capitalism right now is the top is so inflated, they're able to just buy up all these assets en masse. If you don't have local government basically going, these aren't for sale to you. Like, you have to be a first-time home buyer. There is no way around it. You have to be an individual. Entities can't own these. This is city property. It can't be requisitioned. Like, that's what this is for. And so, oh my god, I can't believe I didn't even think about calling my cousins about this. But yeah, that was the daily thought. A bit of a yap session. You're so welcome. But yeah, goals for tomorrow are brush teeth, morning video log, trim beard. I need to get a haircut first thing in the morning. I gotta like trim up the sides hopefully, and then come home and take a shower. And then I want to write a bit more about housing. I want to write a letter to Zoran Mamdani, who just won the primary race in the New York mayoral candidacy. I'm sure there was words that I should have said better there. But I would love to write him a letter because he's like so cool and so inspiring. Like, he's doing so awesome. And I know I just pitched this whole like socialist housing ideal, and then I'm sitting here going, democratic socialist, good. But it's like I just think he's a very clear person. Like I'm sure there's gonna be stuff that we disagree on for governments, but when he's talking about benefiting the people, dude, that's all I want. That's literally all I want. I don't care about corporate conglomerates. I don't care about billionaires. I care about the people who are paycheck to paycheck and making their lives a little damn easier. I care about the people who walk around going, I'm actually a capitalist with no damn capital. I'm trying to help them. Like, I want to make the game fair again. And, like, have an administration that actually administers the law and, like, moderates the game of capitalism. Because once you load into a game and you pull up the leaderboard and find out you're literally in 200 millionth place, what's the point of playing, dude? And you can play your entire life and work so damn hard and you'll never get into the top 5,000. What's the point? There has to be moderation, there has to be regulation. It has to happen. It has to. And it will happen in one way or another. It just has to. But anyways. And then I need to clear the stairs. My mom cleared off all the counter spaces, so she put our stuff on the stairs. And in shower, I need to do some de-weeding in the garden. There's like little weeds popping up. I want to finish organizing that laundry. I need to pay Korey $16 for the Chipotle for today. And then research property taxes in Idaho beyond 0.88%. I'm sure my county is different than other counties nearby. I'm sure Ada County property tax rate. I'm sure this is the one. Oh, it's lower. That's crazy. So that's for Boise. That's our capital, by the way. So Ada County. That's crazy. They have a population of almost 500,000. That's so ridiculous. But yeah. With that, I'll leave you all. I'm gonna go pass out. So yeah. I hope you all have a good night. Peace.